Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, and this is 100 Days of Making Comics. And 100 Days of Comics it's this little thing I do. It's something I've been doing for, I don't know, like maybe 80 days so far. I'm at day 80, yeah. So, yeah, it's this thing where I kind of carve a little time in my schedule, at least 30 minutes a day, to work on my own personal comic book project. And you guys all know about this, so I'll make it brief. It's Young and the Dead. It's like kids versus zombies, and it's kind of a cross between Goonies and Night of the Living Dead, and that's what I'm working on. And so I still haven't done much actual work on the book itself. I've been working on the webcomic thing and some other stuff, which I'll talk a little bit more about today. But yeah, I've been doing some character sketches and all that for the webcomics, but yeah, I kind of had something happen to me, and it's not a big thing, but it's a little bit of a setback. I keep all my art supplies in this little pouch. It's like a little school pouch, a zipper pouch thing. It's got my some of my brushes and my microns and all my pencils that I like, basically all my favorite art supplies, and somewhere I misplaced it, so I don't have that, and I'm really not looking forward to replacing all this stuff, because it's not some of it's not cheap, and it's some of it's hard to find. Some of it I gotta get through the internet, and you get so used to working with certain tools and everything. Just my pencils, it's like I really should be able to draw with any pencil, but I like certain ones. You get like that. So I haven't really done any of this character sketches lately. So I've been doing more graphic design for the webcomic and everything, and it's possible I left it at my daughter's dance studio. I have to go check that out. Hopefully it's there. If not, then I'm pretty much out of luck, so that kind of sucks. But there's always other stuff to do, and worse things can happen. So I shouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, I had like one of my Winsor Newton brushes was in there, and those things can be $50 to $80. Luckily I still had one. I had another one that wasn't in there, so I still have that. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah. But anyway, so what else have I been working on? Well, I teased this a little bit yesterday, and I'm at day 80, so I got 20 more days to go, and those days they really can sneak up on you fast. I mean, it's it's a little over 2 weeks, so I'm trying to think, well, what do I want to do after this 100 days? Do I want to just continue to do this or something else? And I definitely, I kind of got a foothold in this whole YouTube thing, and it's a steady thing. It's not it's not something that's just blown up or everything, but I'm kind of interacting with this whole community and everything, and people are watching the videos more and more, and it's slow, but that's to be expected. I mean, if you I've watched different videos, because I'm all new to this whole YouTube thing, so 80 days before I had a few videos that I just threw up, and they're not anything special or whatever, but hardly any subscribers at all. I had a few people checking it out, and now I'm getting up there, and I like to get a few more. I'm thinking about throwing out a goal that I'd like to get like 100 subscribers by the end of this 100 days. 100 for 100. I don't know. And 100 doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things. I mean, certainly there's people that I follow that have thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers and things like that. So, but for me, it's kind of a big deal, because I think it's just another stepping stone. And so after this, I'm thinking, what can I do? I'd like to get those 100 subscribers. I don't know if that's possible. I think I'm somewhere around 75 or something. So that's a whole nother 25 in less than that many days. So even if I got one each day, I don't know if that's a possibility. So if you are enjoying the videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Or if you think you might know somebody who might enjoy them, tell them about it. Maybe they'll want to subscribe. I'm gonna put up some other videos. I'm still doing the Fan Art Friday thing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'd like to reach that after the 100 days. If not, I'm still gonna continue and do something else. And I've got some thoughts on that. So, like I said, I'm always pitching Young and the Dead and everything, but I don't talk a whole lot about what Cirqueworks is. And so I'm thinking of doing sort of a Cirqueworks theme show. And Young and the Dead, if you're really interested in the comic and the process, that all fits into it. The idea behind Cirqueworks is it's this crazy laboratory where, robots, alien zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity are created via artwork or whatever, or propaganda or all that kind of stuff. And so I'm thinking of building a show around that because I like all that stuff. I like robots and aliens and zombies and all that kind of stuff. And if you've seen my website, if you've gone to cirqueworks.com, you kind of see that whole factory look. Or if you've seen some of my displays at conventions or pictures of them or whatever, you'll kind of know what that's all about. So I'm actually even considering maybe building a little set. I don't have much. Most of the rooms here are already kind of occupied, but I've got a little walk-in closet that I'm not really using, and it's very small. But for like a little YouTube set, I might be able to do something with that. So I'm thinking about actually, I want to add some more production value. There's only so much really I can do right now, but and I thought, well, you get these ideas, you want to do something crazy, and then you have to pull yourself back because after all, I've got 100 subscribers and only a few people watch me. Is it really worth the effort to do all this stuff? And there's two ways to look at that. There's, well, if you build something cool, or if you really kind of up the production value, or do a show that people will be interested in, I think people will start coming in, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. What I'm going to try to do, and I think what I have in mind will appeal to more people than just this 100 days, because not everyone's just into comics. People like watching drawing videos. I want a little bit of everything, and it's something that you wouldn't have to watch every episode every single day, because it's kind of, for somebody that comes across like a 100 days of making comics, where do I start? Do I go all the way back to the beginning? And of course, in the beginning it was rough. I was getting used to this. So if they watch the first one, maybe they're like, I don't know. But I think I've kind of found my place and a level of comfort doing these videos and everything. So in a way, I think they kind of get better as they go along. But then again, when I was first starting the videos, I was really kind of planning things out and had more topics and everything because I wanted to do a good show and I wasn't too comfortable with it. And as you go on, you get to the point where, I can just flip on the camera and I can talk and all that stuff. So you get a little more comfortable doing that kind of thing. So, it's like this. I mean, there's maybe some more content in the beginning, but maybe a little more rough around the edges. But you don't know when where they jump in. If they jump in at one, or they jump in currently where you're doing, if it's going to be of interest. And there's a whole, there's 80 days of this thing, and that's a lot. I always look at people telling me all these great shows that I should watch on television, and I don't watch a lot of television. There's a few things I do watch, but they tell me how great these shows are, and I'm like, well, how many episodes are in a season? And if it's like, this thing only ran for like one season, it's, then I'm thinking, then maybe I'll check it out. But things that have just gone on for a long time, it's like I just can't make that kind of commitment. So it's probably the same with these videos. But so I want to make something that is a little more accessible to just about everyone. And I also want to, because this comic won't be done by the end of the 100 days, but I also want to give updates on that. And whether I do that on the show, whatever this new show is, this Cirqueworks type theme show, or if I do it, or if I just make like an after 100 days updates or something like that, or something, So I'll probably do like a weekly show. I know Kevin Cross is he switched after his 100 days to do a weekly show. So I'll probably do something like that, but I also might break in and do updates, and then these Fan Art Fridays or these sketch videos or whatever else. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But as far as quality, I don't want it to take up so much time that it's not going to be something that I can do because I'm not an editor or anything. I mean, I can do a few things, and I'm trying to learn this new editing software because I've been using Windows Movie Maker, which is it's a really cool program. It's really easy to use, and I mean, I just picked it up like that. It wasn't really complicated, but you are kind of limited. So I found another program that I can do a little more. It's still a free program, so as far as transitions and things, they're, some of them aren't that great. And I don't get crazy with transitions, meaning like when, I don't know if you've noticed in the beginning of the video, it's got kind of a page turn that folds, from the title card or whatever you want to call it. That's in Windows Movie Maker. There's a few things like that, but one thing, and this is a good suggestion for anyone that's working with Photoshop or whatever, they've got all these cool effects and stuff like that, and use those sparingly, because it's almost, there's all these different transitions, and I try to keep it down to like just one or two, or use just the basic fade or whatever. Don't get too crazy with that stuff, because it's kind of to me, it kind of shows like, oh, we got all this stuff, I'm just going to throw it all in there, and it looks kind of crazy. And I'm going all over the place. But I guess my point is that I want to do something really cool, but I'd like to do some heavy upfront lifting, meaning like a cool intro and stuff. Because once that's done, it's done. I don't have to worry about doing a new one each time. So I want to do some stuff up front, and that's why I'm thinking about it now, because in 20 days, this is going to be over, and I'm going to want to do something else. So, or even like if I do kind of build like this mini set, I can use some stuff from my booth and some other things like that, and just kind of build something that looks cool. And once it's done, it's done. I don't have to really worry about redoing that. So some upfront work, and then a little more production value after that. And I'm still doing all this stuff on my phone. So eventually maybe get another camera, but that's not something that really is in the budget right now for this, especially for the amount of people that are watching it. As more people, hopefully, like when I'm planning to make, put a lot of work in this, make a cool show, and then more people hopefully will start to trickle in, and it'll gradually grow, and I will gradually add more better sound, better video, all that kind of stuff. But you kind of have to start somewhere, and in some ways you're like, well, you want, and I talked about this before with like the I had another previous episode where I was talking about how characters evolve, the looks of characters, if you're drawing characters over a long time, and that was the kind of the one on model sheets and everything. It's kind of the same thing with these videos. I mean, I could say, oh, I don't want to start yet because it's not going to be perfect. And I mean, there's something to be said about that, because I mean, it would be cool if the videos looked a certain way and followed that way throughout their entire run or whatever. But you kind of have to start somewhere and then gradually grow. And I've seen other people that have had successful YouTube channels, and as they grow, they get better and better, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, and this isn't broadcast television, it's YouTube, and it's I think whatever I do is going to be, I think it's going to be cool. I think hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Anyone that's doing the 100 or watching these 100 days, I think it'll be a nice transition from this, and I think it'll be more open to other people that may not just be into comics, of the way comics are produced, or me talking about comics and all that stuff. So that's kind of what I had in mind. So somewhere along the line there'll be some sort of CircWorks theme show. So if you're into robots and you're into aliens and you're into zombies, I think you might enjoy it. And if you're watching these and maybe you're not big on the whole 100 days, but this other thing that I'm planning on doing might sound interesting to you, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'm gonna do all kinds of other stuff. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get back to talking about more about making comics and all that kind of stuff on tomorrow's episode, which will be day 81. So yeah, getting there. So trying to just pave the way for whatever comes next. So that's a little bit of a teaser, a little preview of what I have planned. So, and if you guys have any suggestions of stuff that you would like to see me do, if there's something in particular that I do, or that you think that I've done in the past that you like, that you might have ideas for a show that you'd like to see, I'm open to any suggestions. So I've got some ideas myself, but always open to suggestions. So that's it for day 80. This is 100 Days of Making Comics. I'm Scott with CircWorks, and that is all.